No other species on Earth has ever looked up at the sky and asked why it was there. Not in 4 billion years of life. Not once. Then, 300,000 years ago, out of nowhere, one species did. Dinosaurs existed for 165 million years. 165 million. That's 800 times longer than every recorded human event, every war, every empire, every civilization combined. And not one of them made fire on purpose. Not one buried a companion with flowers. Not one watched something and immediately started another episode, even though it was 2 a.m. We've been here 300,000 years. We did all of that in a cosmological eye blink. Nobody planned this. Nothing required it. So why us? And the answer is 3 accidents that had no ceiling. Evolution has one rule. Traits that help you survive and reproduce get passed on. Traits that don't disappear, along with whatever was carrying them. The crocodile understood this. It looked essentially the same 200 million years ago as it does today. It got fast enough, strong enough. Evolution looked at the crocodile, said yes, and moved on. This is the normal outcome. Find a working configuration. Stay there. Stop changing. So here's the problem. At some point, our ancestors were surviving well enough. They had fire, tools, shelter, social groups. By any reasonable evolutionary metric, that should have been enough. The pressure should have eased. Intelligence should have plateaued. It didn't. It kept going, past useful, past necessary, all the way to philosophy, to abstract mathematics, to lying awake at 3 a.m. wondering if any of this means anything. None of that helps you survive a predator. And yet,
3 accidents made all the difference.
Accident 1. We started competing with each other. Once early humans formed social groups, the biggest threat to any individual wasn't a predator anymore. It was other humans. Navigating a social group requires a completely different kind of intelligence than catching prey. Understanding alliances, detecting deception, predicting what someone will do before they do it. And crucially, there was no upper limit. Because the smarter your social competitors got, the smarter you needed to be to keep up. An arms race with no finish line. Accident 2. We started choosing smarter mates. Intelligence became a signal. Like a peacock's tail, it advertised good genes. So smarter individuals were chosen more often. Their offspring were smarter. Those offspring were chosen more often. The loop accelerated. And unlike a peacock's tail, which is a visible physical trait with an obvious cost, intelligence is almost infinitely scalable. Nothing stopped the loop from running. Accident 3. Once we developed enough intelligence to create and transmit culture, tools, language, social norms, the culture itself started demanding more intelligence. Smarter individuals absorbed cultural knowledge better. That made larger brains advantageous. Larger brains created more complex culture. More complex culture demanded larger brains. Another loop. No break, no ceiling. Still running. One person figures out how to make a better spear. The group learns it. The group survives better. Bigger groups need more complex language to coordinate. More complex language needs a bigger brain to hold. That brain figures out a better spear. The loop runs.
Here's where it gets uncomfortable. We weren't alone. For most of human prehistory, multiple species of humans existed simultaneously. And we were not obviously the best ones. Neanderthals were stronger, stockier, more physically built for Ice Age conditions. They mastered fire, they hunted mammoths, they created objects with no survival purpose, which means symbolic thought. Which means they weren't just surviving. They were thinking about things beyond survival. By any physical metric, they should have won. They didn't. The reason isn't individual intelligence. It's that we were better at being together. Larger social groups, faster information sharing, new tools and strategies spreading through the population faster than any single individual could develop them. More brains in the network, more collective intelligence. Meanwhile, a significant portion of the Neanderthal brain was devoted to vision and controlling their larger, more powerful bodies. The skull shape shows it, an elongated region in the back called the occipital bun, where the visual cortex sits. They could probably see better than us in low light. But that came at a cost. Less brain capacity for managing complex social relationships. They were individually formidable. We were collectively unstoppable. So we won. And then we just kept going. Taxes are not a survival mechanism. Neither is interior design. Neither is competitive dog grooming. And yet here we are, building entire industries around all of it. The brain didn't overshoot the world. We built a world complex enough to justify the next increment of intelligence. Then we built more world. Then we needed more intelligence to navigate it. Then we built more world again. The loop is still running. The break still doesn't exist. Evolution has no mechanism to stop it. Because evolution doesn't have a plan. It never did. It just rewards what works, right now, in the current environment. And right now, being smarter still works. So it continues. You didn't choose to be curious. You didn't choose to question things. 3 feedback loops with no ceiling and no break started running long before you were born. They built every thought you've ever had, every question you've ever asked. The dinosaurs never asked a single question in 165 million years. You've probably asked 3 since this video started. If this broke your brain a little, that means it worked. Like the video if you want more of this. Subscribe if you want to keep questioning things. And if you know someone who'd enjoy having their worldview quietly shaken on a random Tuesday, send it to them. Everyday things hide invisible systems, and this one started before the first human ever asked why. This is Stick and Seek. Stay curious. I'll see you in the next one.